I get it, you're looking for a coffee machine that actually fits into your morning routine without turning your kitchen into a tech lab, and that you won't feel bad about spending a few $100 on. You've probably seen a dozen ads promising barista-level drinks at the push of a button, only to wonder if the machine will actually hold up after a month of daily use. The biggest fear is ending up with a gadget that's more trouble than it's worth, or a pricey unit that spends half its time cleaning instead of brewing. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's dig into why the DeLonghi Dinamica Plus connected espresso and coffee machine might be the sweet spot between convenience and quality, and where it could fall short for certain households. First off, the thing that sets this model apart is the 3.5-inch color TFT display. It's not just a glossy panel, the interface actually walks you through each step, from selecting a bean grind to adjusting milk texture. For someone who's never programmed a coffee maker before, the visual cues feel more like a smartphone app than a kitchen appliance. The learning curve is short enough that you can start pulling a latte with decent foam in under 5 minutes, which is a big win if you're juggling a commute, kids, or a home office. The built-in conical burr grinder is another practical piece. It grinds beans fresh for every shot, so you avoid the stale taste you get from pre-ground coffee sitting in a hopper. The grinder's settings let you dial the coarseness down for espresso or step it up a notch for a smoother Americano. In real life, the difference shows up when you switch between a double shot in the morning and a larger CAFO later in the day. The machine adapts without you having to change beans or clean the grinder for each brew. One of the hallmarks of the Dinamica Plus is the LatteCrema system. This isn't just a frother, it's a thermal milk carafe that heats the milk to the perfect temperature while automatically creating a silky microfoam. For someone who loves a flat white or a cappuccino, the result is a consistent texture that rivals a coffee shop's. The carafe holds enough milk for a couple of drinks, so you don't need to refill after every cup, which saves time during a busy weekend brunch. Now, the connectivity side. The DeLonghi Coffee Link app lets you save up to 3 drink profiles, adjust brew strength, and even schedule drinks to start at a specific time. I tested the scheduling feature by setting the machine to start a brew at 6:30 a.m. while I was still in the bathroom. By the time I walked into the kitchen, the coffee was ready and the milk was already frothed. It works because the machine's smart one-touch system remembers your preferences and replays them without you having to remember the exact button combos. If you're the type who likes to tinker with settings, the app adds a layer of customization that many mid-range machines lack. Let's talk about who should actually consider buying this. If you're a coffee aficionado who enjoys trying different beans and drinks a variety of espresso-based beverages each day, this machine gives you the tools to explore without needing a separate grinder, frother, or even a separate espresso maker. It also makes sense for families where more than one person is making coffee. Each person can store a favorite profile on the app, so my mom's latte and my brother's strong espresso are just a tap away. On the other hand, if you only ever drink a straightforward drip coffee or you're satisfied with a single, basic espresso each morning, the extra features might feel like overkill. The price point sits higher than a standard drip machine, and you'll be paying for the integrated grinder, milk carafe, and connectivity. If your kitchen counter space is already crowded, the footprint of the Dinamica Plus, roughly the size of a standard espresso machine but deeper due to the grinder and milk system, could be a limiting factor. Speaking of space, the removal and cleaning process is worth noting. The brew unit, milk carafe, and grinder can all be detached for cleaning, and DeLonghi markets it as a simple routine. In practice, you'll need to rinse the milk carafe after each frothing session to avoid milk residue buildup, and the grinder's burrs should be brushed out monthly if you're grinding beans daily. It isn't a set-and-forget device, you'll still be spending a couple of minutes each week on maintenance. That said, the overall cleaning time feels reasonable compared to a traditional espresso machine where you have to backflush the group head and clean a separate steam wand. A practical weakness I noticed is the water tank capacity. It holds about 1.8 liters, which is fine for a couple of drinks before you need to refill, but if you entertain guests or run a small office, you'll find yourself refilling more often than you'd like. Also, the machine's heating element takes a minute or